Hello students, this is me Mrs. Amrita Tripathi, your English literature teacher. Today I'll be starting with a new chapter of your prose section whose the name of the chapter is Fritz and it's written by Satyajit Ray. So in this character there are few characters. Basically there are two main characters. Number 1 is Jayanto and number 2 is Shankar. They both are childhood friends. One is working as a school teacher and one is working in an editorial column of a newspaper. And the third character is Fritz. Fritz is the name of a doll which was gifted to Jayanto by his uncle and he brought it from Switzerland. It was an ordinary doll. So basically these are the three main characters of this story. Now I have compiled the story in the form of the slides and will explain you the entire text through these slides. So let's start. After having stared at Jayanto for a whole minute, I could not help asking him, "Are you well? You seem to be in low spirits today." So as the story opens, we see that the narrator, whose name is Shankar, he is staring at Jayanto for a complete 1 minute, and after staring him he could not help, he asked him that, "Are you well? Because I am seeing you in a low spirits today. You are not in a well mood, or you are not in a full swing today. You seem to be upset." Jayanto quickly lost his slightly preoccupied air, gave me a boyish smile and said, "No, on the contrary, I am feeling a lot better. This place is truly wonderful." So Jayanto, who was already lost in his own thoughts, gave him a boyish smile and said, No, it's nothing like that. I am absolutely well. Rather, I am feeling much better, as this place is very wonderful. I am liking the place. "You have been here before. Didn't you know how good it was?" So Shankar asked him that it's not the first time you are visiting this place. Earlier also you have visited this place. So weren't you aware that how this place is? "I had nearly forgotten," Jayanto sighed. "Now some of the memories are coming back slowly. The bungalow certainly seems to be unchanged. I can even recognize some of the old furniture, such as these cane chairs and tables." So when Shankar asked him that it's not the first time you are visiting this place, you have visited it long before, when you were 6 years old. So Jayanto replied that yes, I have visited, but now the memories are not that much fresh in my mind as they were at that time. Only few memories are coming back slowly. Yes, the bungalow where we are living seems to be unchanged. There is not much change in this place, and I can even recognize some of the old furniture which was same when I first visited this place. For example, these cane chairs and tables. The bearer came in with tea and biscuits on a tray. I poured. So the bearer came and he was having a tray in which tea and biscuits were kept. I poured. Shankar started pouring the tea. "When did you come here last?" So he started asking Jayanto questions, and he asked him that when was the last you came to this place. 31 years ago, I was 6 then. He started telling him that I came to this place for the first time when I was 6 years old. That is 31 years ago. So now if we calculate 6 years, he was then 6 years, and now adding 31 years, at present he is now 37 years old. We were sitting in the garden of the circuit house in Bundi. We had arrived only that morning. Jayanto and I were old friends. We had gone to the same school and college. He now worked in the editorial division of a newspaper, and I taught in a school. Although we had different kinds of jobs, it had not made any difference to our friendship. We had been planning a trip to Rajasthan for quite some time. The main difficulty lay in both of us being able to get away together. That had at last been made possible. So the narrator tell us that they are sitting in the garden of the circuit house in Bundi. The place where they are living is Bundi. It's in Rajasthan, and they just arrived this morning only. And he tells that he and Jayanto were old friends. They have studied in the same school, and even the college was same, and now they are in a different professions. Jayanto is working in the editorial division of a newspaper, whereas Shankar is teaching in a school. They both were working in different professions, but still it never affected their friendship. Their friendship was same. They were planning for a trip from a quite long time, but the main difficulty was that they were not able to take out the time together as they were in different professions. But somehow they managed, and now they have planned a trip. So they have visited this place Bundi. It's in Rajasthan. Most people go to Jaipur, Udaipur or Chittor when they go to Rajasthan, but Jayanto kept talking about going to Bundi. So basically, if a person visits Rajasthan, then the main places which a person thinks of visiting is basically Jaipur, Udaipur or Chittor. But Jayanto was continuously talking about visiting to Bundi. So he was very confused as to why he wants to visit this place in spite of visiting so many famous places. I had no objection for having read Tagore's poem, The Fort of Bundi. I was certainly familiar with the name of the place and felt a pleasurable excitement at the prospect of actually seeing the fort. Not many people came to Bundi, but that did not mean that there was not much to see there. It could be that, from the point of view of a historian, Udaipur, Jodhpur, and Chittor had a lot more to offer, but simply as a beautiful place, Bundi was perfect. So the narrator tells us that he was not having any objection as he has read about Tagore's poem, and in which he has mentioned the fort of Bundi. And now when he is actually seeing the fort, he is very happy as he is already familiar with the name, as it was mentioned in Tagore's poem which he has read. It tells us that yes, it is a fact that Udaipur, Jodhpur, and Chittor have much more places which we can visit, but still, in spite of this, Bundi was also a good place where one can visit. However, Jayanto's insistence on Bundi did puzzle me somewhat. I learnt the reason on the train when we were coming down. Jayanto's father, Animesh Das Gupta, had worked in the archaeological department. His work sometimes took him to historical places, and Jayanto had, as a child, come to Bundi. He had always wanted to return after growing up, just to see how much the modern Bundi compared to the image he had in his mind. So when Jayanto was continuously insisting on visiting Bundi, Shankar was a bit confused as to why Jayanto wants to visit Bundi only. Then he got to know the reason of Jayanto's visiting Bundi when they were coming in the train. As Jayanto's father, whose name is Animesh Das Gupta, he was working in the archaeological department, and which sometimes took him to historical places. As he was transferred to different places, so once he also came to Bundi, and Jayanto also came along with him, as he too was a part of the family. He had always wanted to return after growing up. So it was Jayanto's intent wish that when he will grow up, he will surely visit this place so that he can see what advancement has been made in this place, what changes have been made in this place, and he wanted to compare the advancements. He wanted to know what better facilities are now available, which was not available when he was 6. The circuit house was really splendid, built during the time of the British. It must have been at least 100 years old. The rooms had high ceilings, and the skylights had long, dangling ropes which could be pulled to open and shut them. The veranda faced the east. Right opposite it was a huge garden with a number of roses in full bloom. Behind these were a lot of trees which obviously housed a vast section of local birds. So now the Shankar is telling us about the circuit house. He tells us that the circuit house was really big and it was built during the time of the British, and it was quite old, as it must have been at least 100 years ago. The rooms were uh, quite big with high ceilings, and the skylights had long dangling ropes. Ropes were in such a way as one can easily open them, and when needed one can easily shut them also. The veranda was in the east, and right opposite the veranda there was a big garden in which many beautiful roses were grown. Behind the garden there were lot of trees in which local birds have made their homes. They were having shelter in those trees which were located beside the garden. Parrots could be seen everywhere and peacocks could be heard, but only outside the compound. Apart from that, parrots were seen everywhere, and the peacocks were also heard. Sound of the peacocks were also heard, but that happened only outside the campus where they lived. We had already been on a sightseeing tour of the town. The famous fort of Bundi was placed amidst the hills. We had seen it from a distance that day, but decided to go back to take a closer look. The, the only the only reminders of modern times were the electric poles, otherwise it seems as though we were back in old Rajputana. So Shankar is telling us that they were already on the sightseeing tour of the town, that is, they were already visiting the places of Bundi, and the famous fort of Bundi was located among the hills. They had seen it from a distance, but that day they decided that they would go and have a closer look of the fort of Bundi. The only reminders of modern times were the electric poles. Apart from the electric poles which are found in the modern times, no drastic changes were made in that fort of Bundi, and it seems that as if they were back in the old period of Rajputs. The streets were cobbled, the houses had balconies jutting out from the first floor. The carvings done on these and the wooden doors bore evidence of the work of the master craftsmen. It was difficult to believe we were living in the age of machines. The streets were nicely built. The houses had balconies which were usually coming out from the first floor. That is, the houses with the first floor were having balconies where one can stand and have a view of the entire place. The carvings done on these and the wooden doors bore evidence of the work of the master craftsman. The carving done on the balconies and the wooden doors were the proof of the master craftsman. It showed that how beautiful these carvings were, and the people who made them were experts in their profession. It was very difficult to believe that today we are living in age of machines, and in those time people used to carve the doors and the balconies by them. They were not living in the age of machines as we are living today. I noticed Jayanto had turned rather quiet after arriving in Bundi. Perhaps some of his memories had returned. It is easy enough to feel a little depressed when visiting a place one may have seen as a child. Besides, Jayanto was certainly more emotional than most people. Everyone knew that. So Shankar tells us that when Jayanto came to this place, he turned rather quiet. He was not that much active. He was not talking in the same manner as he used to, and as some of his memories were returning to his mind. And he tells us that it is very natural that when one visits a place which he has seen as a child, it's quite natural that one feels a little depressed, and so as Jayanto was also feeling. Beside this, Jayanto was very emotional. As compared to others, he was quite more emotional, and everyone was aware of this fact that Jayanto was quite more emotional as compared to other people.